This is a presentation of TeamQuest Performance Analysis Routines PAR Level 10R1 feature updates in Unisys ClearPath OS 2200 Release 18.0. The agenda for this presentation contains an introduction of a new set of I/O statistics added in the SCSI and IOTRACE files for SCSI disk. The new IOTIMEFORMAT parameter that indicates the report format to generate, the PAR IOACTIVITY report updates, the PAR IOTRACE Summary Report updates. This is the figure from the TeamQuest PAR and use reference menu on the new I/O request timing for SCSI disks. This feature provides more accurate measures of I/O component times for SCSI disks. Today's 200 microsecond granularity in I/O service time is too large, and PAR cannot calculate the transfer time. The new IOP statistics are reported directly by the IOP processors, and the granularity of microseconds are captured in SCSI and IOTRACE files. The new IOP statistics are lag time, the amount of time to lag the pages in memory; queuing time, the amount of time elapsed from completion of the channel program build until the IOP is placed on the initiation queue; wait queue time, the amount of time waiting for an initiation queue; exec service time, the amount of time exec takes to complete the request; IOP service time, the amount of time the IOP takes to complete the request. Items included within the IOP service times are IOP device time, the amount of time the device takes to complete the request; IOP status queue service time, the amount of time the IOP takes to find a status queue entry to place a completed I/O request on; I/O distribution time, the amount of time from when the request is taken off the status queue to when the I/O done completes processing; completion processing time, the amount of time the request is taken off the status queue to I/O completion. And then we can calculate the transfer time, which is the amount of time to transfer the data to and from the device while formatting it in the IOP. All of these time components are reported in the TeamQuest PAR reports in milliseconds. With exec level 49R4 for SCSI disk, there are two different time format statistics captured in SCSI and IOTRACE files: the existing 200 microseconds time and the new IOP generated times in microseconds. TeamQuest PAR defaults to use the new IOP generated statistics if they are available. A new parameter, IOTIMEFORMAT, defaults to 1 for the new IOP generated times. The user can set the IOTIMEFORMAT to 0 to produce the report using the 200 microseconds times. The IOTIMEFORMAT parameter applies to all SCSI or IOTRACE reports. Here is an example of the SCSI IOACTIVITY report. Here is a closer look at the channel activity I/O times. PAR reports the average IOP device service time, the average IOP status queue service time, the average IOP service time, and the average IOP transfer time. Activity portion of the IOACTIVITY report. Here is a closer look at the logical channel activity I/O times. PAR reports transfer time, response time, request existing time, and hardware service time. transfer time is the amount of time to transfer the data to or from the device while formatting it in the IOP. Response time is the amount of time elapsed from the completion of the channel build program until I/O completion. Request existing time is the amount of time required to complete the I/O operation. And the hardware service time is the amount of time required to transfer the data on a controller. On a device, the hardware service time, the amount of time required by the device to process the I/O activity. This is the device activity portion of the I/O activity report. Here is a closer look at the device activity I/O times. PAR reports file lag delay, lag time, queuing time, transfer time, I/O distribution time, completion processing time, request existing time, response time, and hardware service time. And now we'll look at an example of the IOTRACE Summary Report generated by PAR. Here is a closer look at the IOTRACE Summary Report I/O times. PAR reports file lag delay, lag time, queuing time, wait time, transfer time, I/O distribution time, completion processing time, request existing time, response time, and hardware service time. This is the grand total section of the IOTRACE Summary Report. Here is a closer look at the grand total section of the IOTRACE Summary Report, I/O times. PAR reports file lag delay, lag time, queuing time, wait time, transfer time, I/O distribution time, completion processing time, request existing time, response time, hardware service time, and IOP status queue service time. The new IOP generate times will apply to all IOTRACE reports when I/O time format is set to 1. In summary, PAR introduced a new parameter, I/O time format, to allow users to choose which time format to use in the PAR I/O reports. I/O reports is updated to display the new IOP statistics. All IOTRACE reports are updated to display the new IOP statistics. Thank you for viewing this presentation and your interest in TeamQuest PAR product.